I'm half the way back. As you can see, I don't have my armor here because tomorrow is the Draco. And I've decided to record the events because why not? And the deal is that I have no way to record it. And I want to fix that. Because basically I've inherited, my father gave me with regrets and with no time in mind a crappy GoPro so I could try recording events, and I made a sheet for it so it would be on roll. So I made this sheet that, well, it's obvious it's a camera, but the deal is that I also had some sheathing for my throwing knives. So the idea was to carry it here in the chest, and it wouldn't be the stereotypical camera that you will wear on your forehead, and it gets quite the attention. So yes, this is obviously a camera, but at least it's on roll. So basically that was the project. I really liked how it ended up being. The armor I had prepared just falling off on the other room. But the thing is that even though the GoPro it's really great, and also with this sheathing it has for being watertight, it can withstand more punishment. But it's so old that the battery only lives for like 5 seconds. So I can only record like 5 seconds of hitting each other, and I really need more. So basically it's 12, a quarter past 12, and I agreed to go there at 7 a.m, 8 a.m. I've decided that there's no better thing to do while I'm going in the car than go and sleep. So basically I decided to record all the process of making a sheath like this one, but for the phone, and I will carry it on my belt. So that's basically it. Okay, here you've got a brief schematics of how this project works. I'm not only showing the making of, I want to explain how it works in 3 dimensions, because I think that this is really helpful information once you want to do anything else that involves making pockets. So we have our phone here that we want to make the sheet for, and we have these 3 dimensions. We have the height, the width, and the depth with the name X, Y, and Z. And if I want to cover it all, I want to optimize how much material I waste, and this is done by attaching every single thing to the same piece. Okay, so I'm going to take the most surface I can in a single line. Okay, so I'm going to round about the piece this way. I'm going to take this face, the second face here, it's the bottom top, and the third face is where the screen goes, all in a single motion. Okay, so once you have this piece here, this is the phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Okay, so each of these rectangles has the proportions of our screen, and this width here is how deep our phone is. Okay, next we have to take account that once we're stitching something together, we need some extra material. I think it's called semming in English. So for example, once I'm going to stitch both parts together, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch this line here with this one here, and what I'm doing is stitching this. Okay, but if I cut here where the sewing is taking place, the material will break. So I usually have like a half a centimeter leadway, so the material holds. You can always trim this shorter once you've made the whole thing. Okay, next we will need 2 extra pieces here. This is where the belt will come, and this is how we will sustain the piece to our body. Okay, this is just 2 rectangular strips, there's nothing to it. We have to stitch here on the top and there in the bottom. Then we need a means to close the pocket. This is done with these 2 pieces. Here goes the strip that will go in, I don't know how this is called in English. Well, you know, this buckle, I think. So this strip goes in this buckle, and the buckle is I stitched it here, but you can even stitch it here. It doesn't matter. What will change is the length of the piece you need to use. Then if you pay attention here, the hole I used to let the camera record is in the opposite side than it should be. This is because once I'm going to stitch it all together, I will take the piece and take the inside out. This is in order to hide the stitches inside the pocket itself. If you're using a thicker leather, this might not be possible, and you will have to use another technique, or you will have to leave the stitches outside. This is an stylistic choice, so don't bother at all. And the last thing I want to say is, you will see that I leave this for the very end because it's easy to mess up, so it's better to make just the pocket and then carve the hole. Also, you will see me attach these pieces first, because once I'm closing the piece together, it will be really difficult to get the needle inside, and that's why I do it in this order. And the order of stitching this piece together is by, first I stitch this part that will be this part of the pocket here, this with this to make this corner here, then this with this corner here, and this will bend the piece like this. Okay, more or less. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch this part here with this part here, creating the back end of the piece, and the same here, this one with the line I didn't draw, this one. Okay, so another thing is you have to take into consideration is that this measurement here is the width of our pocket, so it needs to have this Y axis here and the leadway that is 0.5 centimeter here. Okay, so that's all the theory here. I hope you enjoy, and then okay, let's go to the making of.